Hello, welcome to UPAWS Volunteer Orientation 101 video. This video is a brief overview of UPAWS, what we do, as well as an overview of our volunteer program. We hope by the end of this video, you'll have been inspired to fill out an application and join our team. We're excited that you've joined us to learn about our volunteer program. My name is Ann Brownell, and I'm your Volunteer and Community Outreach Coordinator. My contact information is volunteer@upaws.org. Our general information to contact us is listed, and our physical address at our new facility is 815 South State Highway M553, Gwinn, Michigan. The Upper Peninsula Animal Welfare Shelter, or UPAWS, is a local 501(c) nonprofit organization. We are an open admission, no-kill facility. We make decisions on caring for homeless, unwanted, abandoned, or abused domestic animals based on what we believe is best for them, and we do all that we can to make sure that this happens. We receive no operating funds from any government agencies, and we rely on donations from our neighbors and friends, as well as grants and fundraisers to operate. UPAWS' mission is to improve the quality of life and welfare for domestic animals and to provide a safe haven while finding lifelong homes for the animals in our care. We embrace the no-kill philosophy, which is seeking to end the euthanasia of healthy and treatable animals. Our vision is a community where there are no more homeless or neglected or abused animals, and where everyone understands and practices the level of commitment and responsibility that pet guardianship entails. A couple of frequently asked questions to UPAWS. Do you receive money from the county, state, or other organizations? UPAWS is a nonprofit operating on the kindness and generosity of our community. We are supported financially through donations from our supporters, our fundraisers, and grants for which we apply. We do not receive any appropriated funding from the county, state, or any national animal welfare group or organization. Animal shelters and rescues across the nation are typically nonprofits. This means they run solely on donations. The second question, do you euthanize animals? No-kill shelters are classified as such because they do not euthanize simply for time or space. We are proud to be a no-kill shelter where the animals can stay until they find their perfect home and are never euthanized for time or space. UPAWS works extremely hard to rehabilitate sick and behaviorally challenged animals. The situations are very rare where we do have to euthanize. It is if an animal is severely terminally ill, or if an animal's behavior is aggressive and has reached a level where we cannot safely interact with the animal. These situations are very rare, and euthanasia only occurs after we have exhausted every possible alternative. If you have been familiar with UPAWS for a long time, our former name was the Marquette County Humane Society, and we were established in 1975. We have been around a very long time. Our former facility, which was in Negaunee Township, was built in 1978, and it was expanded in 1988. However, over the years, and as we have taken in more and more animals and become no-kill, the former shelter was not working anymore. From being too small, to mold, to uneven heat, poor water pressure, it was simply not the animal shelter that our animals or community deserved. It had worked very hard and had served its purpose, but it was old, tired, and on its last leg, and ready to retire. After 10 years of planning and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and fundraising, which still goes on to this day, the former shelter was retired in January 2019. We are proud of our new animal community campus. We moved in February of 2019 to the new state-of-the-art Philip and Ruth Spade Adoption Center. A quote from Corey Tuseva, our executive director, about our future. UPAWS is truly an organization by and for the community. We would not have made it 40 years without you. We look forward to the future 40 years, developing new programs, engaging youth, coordinating professional development, rescuing homeless animals, and entering into the next generation of animal welfare together. So why volunteer? Well, there's many great reasons to volunteer. You're helping out pets in need, which is a great feeling, giving back to the community. You're gaining experience if you plan to adopt. You can help make the decision if you wish to adopt or not. It's a fun group activity. You can meet new friends. It's great for your resume. De-stressing, lowers your blood pressure. You learn about volunteer opportunities. You strengthen the community. And it is physically and emotionally and mentally great for your health. So that's some great reasons to volunteer. Why do we need you? Without a good core of volunteers, an animal shelter cannot make it. Shelters are nonprofit. This means they are based entirely on donations of both time and money. No shelter can afford to hire full-time staff to care for and walk every single animal, plus care for the facility. And that's where volunteers step in. Without volunteers, we would not be able to make it. Volunteers are able to socialize animals, spend time with them, walk them, and even help clean their cages or feed them. Volunteers help outside of the shelter also, which is invaluable. They help with events, they help with transfers of animals to and from shelters, off-site projects, fundraisers, and more. The board of directors are all volunteers. They are the governing body for UPAWS and help keep our nonprofit on mission. Whether you serve on the board or you volunteer once a year at a fundraiser, we want you to know that every single one of our volunteers is very important to UPAWS' success. You are part of our mission, and we could never do this without you. Our volunteer program. UPAWS has over 220 volunteers. They range from volunteering in the shelter, outside of the shelter, at events, fundraisers, or adoption events, or even at home. Volunteers must be at least 16 years of age to be able to volunteer in shelter with cats. If you're younger than 16, we have other ways that you can get involved, which we will explain on our website. To volunteer with dogs in shelter, you need to be at least 18 years old. As far as group volunteering, we do offer group volunteering also, but they are typically enlisted to help with ground maintenance tasks or projects. You can also have a group tour once you're done with the project or task. We offer court order volunteering, accepted on a limited basis. That information is on our website, but also please contact your volunteer manager. We have off-site volunteering opportunities also, events, fundraisers, committee, and more. There's a lot of wonderful things to do at our shelter, and we can't wait to hopefully get you started. Volunteer opportunities. Here is a list of some of our volunteer opportunities. We have essential shelter help, which is helping with the maintenance of our facility. Kitty caregiver kennel assistant, dog walkers, various shifts of those. Kitty cuddler socializer, which also has various shifts in shelter. Maintenance ground upkeep. We have our brand new dog park, and we will need volunteers to help with that. office help, answering phones, filing. There's a multitude of things there. UPAWS has a retail store, and you can help assist with that also. And that, if you're great at selling or organizing, we'd love to have you. We have a lot of fundraisers and a lot of events, kids programs. We will explain that more separately, but that is something that will be starting in the next school year. We have transport driver volunteers, transporting dogs or cats out of our shelter or bringing them into our shelter. We have many various committees and the UPAWS board that you can get involved with, community outreach, wish list drives, and of course fostering. So we have a lot of wonderful opportunities for you to get involved with. So how do you get involved with these opportunities? Applicants will receive a list of volunteer opportunities and openings to choose from. You will receive training once you decide. We also, when we have volunteer opportunities, use Sign Up Genius. For instance, we have a Wash and Wag fundraiser, and we need certain people to help with that event. So we'll utilize Sign Up Genius for you to sign up and pick times to help at that fundraiser. So we use that a lot. We post online the times and open availability also of in-shelter volunteer opportunities. For example, dog walking. Well, we wouldn't want 10 people to come at one time to walk dogs. There wouldn't be enough dogs and it would be chaotic. So what we would do is per day, per week, we list what openings we have, and we would like you to pick an opening that you consistently come and volunteer for that shift. Do you have something different to offer than what was listed? Let us know. We'd love to hear about it. UPAWS Guiding Principles. UPAWS is guided by the following values or principles. The Golden Rule. Well, we all know what the Golden Rule is. Treat others as we wish to be treated ourselves. Kindness, to demonstrate compassion and respect. Positive influence, to judge our effectiveness by the extent to which animal lives are saved and improved, and by the positive experience of the people that we touch. Leadership, to lead by example. Authenticity, to do what we say we would do. And transparency, to be open and honest in all our relationships. Our staff commitment to you. The staff members at UPAWS truly appreciate your service and your dedication to help our no-kill mission, and we want to make sure you have a wonderful and enjoyable experience. So we strive to provide you with adequate information, training, and assistance so you can be successful in your volunteer position. Provide you with guidance and feedback. Respect your skills, dignity, and needs. Be open-minded and receptive to your comments and your suggestions. Treat you as a valued team member along with staff, equally important in helping to accomplish our no-kill mission. Let's go on to some volunteer guidelines. We have basic volunteer guidelines such as follow instructions given by staff members and adhere to all safety rules. Follow all guidelines, rules, regulation, and signage. Many times we use very signage on our kennels and cages and throughout the shelter. Please be aware of that signage because it's all very important. Please represent UPAWS in a positive and professional manner. Support the philosophies, policies, and procedures of UPAWS. Be dependable. Maintain the confidentiality of shelter business, and report any problems or concerns. Remember, you are part of the UPAWS team and you also represent UPAWS. Volunteer commitment. Schedule types. For volunteering in shelter, weekly. In shelter, same day and time every week shift. Bi-weekly. In shelter, same day and time every other week shift. Flexible. Choose your own schedule within certain parameters. For example, this would be for fostering, outreach, or office help. On call, sign up for one-time commitments as you are available. Transport driver, maybe a fundraiser or an adoption event. Committees, schedules would vary upon meeting times. For example, fundraising committee or board of directors. We ask for a 3-month commitment with 4 hours a month as a minimum if you're volunteering in shelter with a weekly or bi-weekly shift. Essential shelter help or jobs. All volunteers are asked to help with essential jobs in shelter. Each in-shelter shift you volunteer for, you will be asked to pick a chore or chores off the to-do board to complete. This is a simple to-do board which is set up by the volunteer station. The volunteer coordinator can explain more when you come in for your in-shelter orientation. These are just simple jobs such as folding a load of laundry, picking up the toys in the play yard. Our new facility is very large and there is a lot of upkeep. So this idea for a to-do board was something that we hoped that volunteers would pitch in to help us with. Please keep in mind when you're considering these schedule types, your personal schedule and or commitments, and also your commute, how far it is to get back and forth from the shelter. There's other things to consider before you sign up for a shift. Physical abilities. In shelter, you will be on your feet a lot. Walking dogs, if you're helping in the cat area in the morning, bending, lifting, cleaning litter boxes, and such. So please consider those physical abilities. Emotional abilities. A lot of times in the shelter you may see something that is upsetting when an animal comes in. For instance, this little kitty here had such a bad infected eye that she had to have her eye removed. Will you be able to handle that emotionally? Do you have the ability, once trained, to understand that you need to work independently with minimal supervision, while recognizing limitations in knowledge and abilities and knowing when to ask for help if needed? We're a very busy shelter, so it's very important that we have volunteers that can work independently, but the staff is always there to help with any questions or needs. Some key information for volunteers. Volunteer open hours are from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily, Thursday till 6:30 p.m. The available times are depending upon your shift and the assignment that you have chosen. Volunteer parking is in the back of the building and the entry door is by the dog kennels. Volunteers must stay within their assigned animal color range. As you can see the volunteer animal colors here in the PowerPoint. This will be explained in your one-on-one training. Volunteers must wear a name tag and their animal color bracelet, and in the very near future, your volunteer t-shirt. Volunteer attire is explained in the handbook, and volunteer timekeeping is using the VicNet program. This will be explained also in your one-on-one training. Communication. Communication with volunteers is done through the email system. Email is preferred because we are a very busy facility, and sometimes using the phone system, it is hard to get through. Email is preferred if you also want to communicate with one of our staff members or the volunteer coordinator. Volunteer coordinator schedules vary between working at home, being at meetings, working with the animals, so email is preferred. If you do wish to speak with anyone of the staff by phone, please send an email first to set up a time to do that. VicNet. The VicNet is our online portal system. This will be explained in more detail, but this is where you will see where there are open shifts. Volunteer Facebook page. We are in the process of developing a volunteer Facebook page which we hope will be great for communication also. Customer service for staff as well as volunteers. Please remember you are part of the UPAWS team. Volunteers represent UPAWS. Be welcoming and create a positive atmosphere. Please treat all UPAWS visitors and guests in a polite, respectful, and judgment-free manner. Refer all animal adoption and behavior questions to a UPAWS staff member. How to join our volunteer program. After you've watched this video, and if you're interested in joining our team, please submit an online volunteer application and waiver. You'll be sent a short quiz on this video just to make sure that you've watched it. Read our volunteer handbook and document. Go on to selecting an assignment or a shift. Then you will come into the shelter and complete animal handling training and also go through the steps of our volunteer area, such as signing into the VicNet and our color system. And then you will begin to start volunteering. Volunteer training. First off, previous experience is not required for most positions. The volunteer manager will give you a shelter tour. She will explain VicNet to you as well as the color system. We will provide you training videos, possibly for some of the positions. And most of the shelter positions will be on-the-job training with a staff member or a volunteer that is a veteran. Our volunteer manager and our staff are here to get you started and offer you continued support. If you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Please send me an email at volunteer@upaws.org. Thank you. This concludes our UPAWS Volunteer Orientation 101 video. We hope we've inspired you to become a volunteer for UPAWS. Volunteers are a very special breed, and we could not do all we do for the homeless animals without volunteers. You are vital to our no-kill mission. To go on to the next step, to fill out a volunteer application, please go to the link that is listed in this PowerPoint. We hope to see you soon volunteering at UPAWS. Thank you again, and for any questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email at volunteer@upaws.org.